from one of the youngsters with a bright future. And we'll see another as Virginia's Brian Courtney, the 5 seed, locked up with. Here's one of those 2 seeds now. We talked about it, Ty. So many of the 2 seeds bounced in the first portion of the day. We see one of them fighting to stay alive as we speak.
Yeah, Mickey Filippi from Pitt was able to get a little bit of revenge over Josh Heilmann from UNC as Heilmann took the win in the duel a couple weeks ago. Filippi, this season vet and one of the best guys at that 133-pound weight class was able to turn that around. But that obviously puts extremely talented guy with Heilmann on the backside here competing.
And we're going to see a number of Cavaliers on this mat in the next several moments, and you know that coaching staff, a coaching staff familiar with success in this sport, in this league, having won a couple of championships under this group, under this leadership group, really wanting to see these next few moments as their bounce back from what we saw earlier today.
Absolutely. I think no matter what, even whether it's dealing with team points or if it's if you're in a tournament setting, you want to see your wrestlers be able to bounce back after having tough losses on the front side.
Heilmann, a wrestler who put together a 4-4 mark. And was the wrestler of the week back on February 16th. All-academic performer, tremendous young student athlete for the Tar Heels.
Oh, Heilmann, nice, beautiful high crotch, able to get his hips through and power through to a nice takedown. Injury time here for Courtney.
Pick up a couple of quick ones, and you said it, we're going to have a stoppage here. As training staff will come out and check on Virginia's Brian Courtney. See if we can get another glance at exactly what happened.
Beautiful head inside, turn it to head outside. Now watch the hips. Boom, able to throw those hips up. And I want to say it looked like Courtney just came down right onto his head there. Understandably so, because Heilmann blew through that finish really, really quick.
Courtney, who earlier today wrestled NC State's O'Reilly behind 2-0 in the early stages, and everything closed up with a decision of 5-2.
Yeah, Courtney had that one was really tight towards the end, and Courtney had a late reversal and immediately tried to kick Kai and almost was in on another takedown, kind of on the edge, going out of bounds. So very thin margin that he lost that match by.
He held on in business on the other match right now after falling to the top seed in this 133-pound classification. And Myers, who is still alive. It's Filippi, who you talked about, Myers, the two that remain on the victor's side of the bracket to this point. Early 2-0 advantage for Heilmann inside the final minute of the opening period, opening round here. Of course, Myers, who we talked about in this classification, not only the top seed, but the defending champion in this weight class in the ACC. So that one going to be an interesting one tonight. But this, the one you're watching right now, for a trip to NCAAs, because in this classification, 5 qualifiers. And the good news, Ty, this is not the end of the road, whatever happens here for these two, because this is one of those rare weight classifications in which you've got the 5 qualifiers, and they'll get one more crack at it against whoever comes up short on the other mat.
Yeah, absolutely. And both these guys have potential to get it done at NCAAs, get on the podium and win matches for their team. So it's a huge deal. And it just kind of is a weight class that exemplifies how much better the ACC has continued to get. Yeah, of course, 149 maybe being the deepest weight, but 133 is pretty darn close behind it.
You look at 149, you also look at 174, which we've been certainly circling all week long, and all the tremendous performers that exist, though, before to qualify for NCAAs out of that group. But this, I'm with you, has to be right there. 174, 149, maybe the two that stand above the fray. This is another, though, so many headed for NCAA competition out of this 133-pound weight class.
It's similar to what you'll see at the Big Ten championships if you're following along with that over the weekend. But you'll have those semifinal matchups that turn into the same semifinal matchups of the NCAA tournament. You have those finals matchups at the Big Tens that are the same as the finals matches at the NCAA tournament. And I think you will see the same thing here. These guys could just as easily see each other in the quarterfinals or the round of 12. So that ACC on ACC action is not done this week.
And we haven't talked about it yet, but a record number of NCAA allocations for the ACC, 39 of them, which speaks to, as you said, the growth of the conference, the respect that it's gaining around the country. 39 this time around, which certainly the league is celebrating right now on a day like this.
Yes, sir. On the calls with all the coaches throughout the ACC this week, it seemed to be a trend amongst all of them to use the verbiage "we" and the ACC and how good we are doing as a conference, and I think that speaks to their knowledge about how much better it's getting alongside of it, and it just has to do with how competitive they are. That competition drives that entire conference forward and gives us beautiful products and beautiful wrestling like we get to watch all day today.
Still 2-0 the advantage Heilmann is clinging to. Middle stages of this second round as they are out and will reset. And you know it from your time at Virginia Tech, both your outstanding career on the mat as well as your time there pouring into the next generation of student athletes. The ACC unique in that there are only the 6 teams. It's like a family, but at the same time, it makes those rivalries a little deeper. It can get flat personal from time to time because you see these same individuals so often.
Absolutely, and I think it makes the conference tournament that much more enjoyable too because you'll hear the Virginia Tech crowd cheer against NC State guys when they're wrestling, whether they're wrestling a Virginia Tech guy or not, and then vice versa. And of course, even UVA and Virginia Tech, they have another little rivalry amongst themselves alongside UNC and NC State. So it really is a beautiful thing when you see it, and it only drives it forward that much more.
Heilmann and Courtney trying to work their way into the NCAA tournament. The winner of this one will have earned the 3rd transfer spot. Of course, you've got Doolittle and Araney, as we talked about, who are battling it out on the other mat. That's for an NCAA qualification as well. And then you'll have the 2 who come out short here with one more shot to make it to Detroit. What quick start there from on top.
Nice job. Beautiful ride by Heilmann this time. Able to come up to his feet and uses his trips, body locks, and all the tools in his tool set to get Courtney back down on the mat.
Courtney trying to come together with an impact moment for Virginia. He'll have to do it from home bottom. The Who's, if you're wondering about it, 6 Cavaliers looking to return to the NCAAs after earning berths last year. And Courtney is among those with Keating and McCormick we talked about, who came into today looking for a second straight bid. And he's in some trouble now, but somehow able to get away there.
Huge exchange there. Not only did Courtney get the stall call with Heilmann unable to return him to the mat and staying behind him in that mat return position, but he also got the one late. So that'll be big moving in this 3rd period.
We were talking about the strength of the ACC, how much respect the league has garnered with those 39 allocations this go around. We're taking a look at the regular season standings from the ACC, and of course NC State taking care of business there in Reynolds. What a raucous environment Reynolds has become in the sport of wrestling. They've used that to their advantage, and this is an NC State team, they're going for a little further history, trying to make it 4 in a row here in 2022.
I think up note too with those overall schedules, obviously they had a high number of wins and losses, all teams did, and that speaks to the out of conference schedules that UNC, they wrestled Nebraska, Ohio State, Wisconsin, North Carolina State, they wrestled Iowa, and a handful of other out of conference teams. Virginia Tech, they took on Ohio State at home this year, so all that is combined with that tough ACC schedule makes it some of the best wrestling you could get in the country.
And if things finish strong today for the Pac, they would have secured gold in 19, 20, 21, and then 22, putting together a school record run of 4 consecutive. They won it last year at Reynolds, securing those back-to-back titles. And boy, look at the job that's being done by Courtney right here and right now. The Heilmann stays out front.
Great job there, kind of sit in the corner and wrestling that crotch lift real loose. Nice job by Courtney. He puts himself in good position to get another takedown here in this third period, because Heilmann does have riding time locked up.
Well, and closed that up to 3-3 for a moment, Ty, before Heilmann now has inched back ahead. And you said it, that critical riding time point there for the taking as well, as we come up on the final 30 seconds.
Now we'll see the barrage from Courtney here. And as a reminder, too, Heilmann did give up that stall call at the end of that last period. So there it is. Another couple shots from Courtney. So a takedown will win it with a ride. Working that underhook, trying to go both sides of the body here. Heilmann doing a great job of keeping that head down. Oh, now getting to a double leg himself. And that looks like that may roll off the rest of this clock, and expertly wrestled match for Josh Heilmann.
And Heilmann giving Coleman Scott's crew a second straight victory here in the consolation bracket, as he will become an NCAA qualifier once more, punches one of the 5 tickets out of this 133-pound weight classification. So back-to-back solid performances for the Tar Heels, what we saw from the youngster Spencer Moore just a moment ago, and now Heilmann